So, people want to say race war. They're going after this Aryan thing. They're going after the Muslim thing. They're going after whatever they can grasp right now because nobody really knows. It's just an easy outlet for anger. And it's one of those key points that can always be gone back to in history, and it's always relevant. Or is it? If one would take the time to look at the true rules, guidelines, and basis of an Aryan, you will find the 88 precepts, the 14 words. I'm not an Aryan anymore. I don't practice that lifestyle, but for a few years I really investigated and looked into every aspect of it, every law, every bylaw, every guideline, every requirement. And I found something very interesting. In the 88 precepts it says, it is not constructive to hate those of other races. For are they not allowed to care and love and promote their race as much as you are yours? It is, however, to hate those of your own race who defile and destroy their own people. Same aspect. Black rights groups, the racial promoters, they promote for their own race, they work for their own race, they're trying to guarantee that their own race gets the same and equal rights as everyone else, and the same treatment and the same fair life and the same fair liberties. True liberty does not exist, however, for anyone. It's their right. It's their constitutionally guaranteed, God-given right. We forget that. So now you've got all these people in this country and these groups in this country who are going back and forth over Black Lives Matter, white law enforcement lives matter. Law enforcement as a general community needs to have a better communication with minority groups and these types of areas in towns and cities all over the country. And I come from a rural area, but I have lived in the city of Flint and the city of Detroit and the city of Orlando and the city of Ocala. Disadvantaged neighborhoods are disadvantaged because the government of the United States of America, the corporate, fictional entity that runs everyone's lives, has turned their back on them because they don't see an economic value of return. Economic value of return. It's the same reason why small town America is turning into ghost town America. See, the government doesn't see a good investment and a good return on their investment to be able to put money into these areas, to be able to funnel money and funds and time and manpower and resources into these areas, because they don't see a return that is profitable enough to them or in high enough volume to them to justify their implementation of the programs. Think about that. They don't see an economic return valued high enough to invest in those areas. Why? Lack of education provides an uneducated worker, which takes more resources, more manpower, and more of the company's money to train them and to invest in them to be good, productive, knowledgeable employees. That starts from kindergarten up. That doesn't start from 15 or 18 years old and progress from there. It starts in kindergarten and works its way up. And a lot of times it starts before that. Because generations of generations of generations of generations of degradation of the communities of this country has been implemented since the 60s. Actually, before that, you can go back to 1933 and the change in the gold standard and the change of civil law to government and commercial law. There's a big difference. Investigate that a little bit. when UCC became the standard over any civil claim or common law claim that could be made. It's not a race war. It's not a war at all. It's the degradation and destruction of the United States and its people by its own government because it doesn't see a profitable return of investment to invest in its own people. Would you invest in a failing business?